Hi there. The first stop that we're going to is a thrift store that is nearby where I live. I haven't been here in a while because I was going a lot and then I wasn't seeing anything really new. So when I first walked in, I decided to check out the silent auction items. They had this set of Lennox snowmen, and here's a recent sold. So I bet the one that they have will probably go for some pretty good money. And they also had some old stitchery. This stitchery looked, it had a date on it right here. I'm going to show you from 1874, it looks like. And they also had another showcase where they had a large collie dog, and they had this really neat nativity from India. And then they had all of these snowmen, which was pretty cool to have that collection. Then I decided to look at what they had for sale that you could buy right away. They had a couple of these Christmas angel tree toppers. This one was made in Japan. She had a pretty face. And then I like this one, was kind of like, yes, you gonna put me on your tree? And they also had this angel who I felt was kind of like a diva singing, because she had her hand up to her mouth and then her other hand saying, "Listen to my voice." This one we thought was pretty cool. Jenny is with me, and this was from her birth year, so we thought that was pretty exciting. This was a very pleased girl with her on fleek eyelashes and eyebrows. I liked her crochet dress. It was very pretty. They have a little section of vintage dolls at this store. And then they had a whole seasonal display of Christmas items. And so I was looking to see if there was any Fitz and Floyd, or if there was any vintage things hidden inside, I don't know why it would be inside, hidden amongst the other items. I thought that little angel was cute. And then this was an interesting piece. It was a very tall picture. Then you could stick your baby on there and they could all play with all kinds of stuff. Those are really adorable. Then in the back room, they have a display of, it's always like little figurines and little bells and things like that. So I am looking for items that are made in Japan, anything that's kind of kitschy. This reminded me of a figurine that I had recently sold that was marked made in Canada. I thought it said made in Bermuda, but luckily someone messaged me and said, "I think that says Canada," and they were correct. So I appreciated the message. These little ducks were sweet. They kind of had that Yadro look to them. And then I was a little surprised at how they had priced these figurines. They were $4 a piece for those little birds. And then down below, they have the ashtrays. So they have it really nicely displayed, easy to find things if you're looking for certain objects. They usually have them grouped in one section. This was neat. I like that it was signed. I liked the imprint of the leaf. I've sold pottery pieces before that have the imprint of the leaf, but that one just didn't speak to me. Because it's almost Christmas time, we're coming up on December, they brought out all of their nativity sets. Looking for the trinket, there was empty. So they had brought out all their crushes or their nativities. And so I'm looking through, seeing if there's any chalkware pieces. That one was $45. I have a Fontanini nativity that I bring out every year that was given to me as a wedding gift because I got married in January. So it's kind of seasonal anniversary. I almost got this piece. This was made in Japan. I like that it was gold and that they left some of the faces and skin tones the natural color, but there was no baby Jesus. And I felt you really need a baby Jesus if you're going to have a nativity. They have a little section of vases. That was a Lennox piece. And then usually you see those, the booties and the things like that. But I thought this was cute. I'd never seen one of these before, a little carousel. I thought that was sweet. Then next to the baby planters, they also had this snack planter, had kind of snuck in there. I guess it probably at one time held a plant, and then now it can hold your nuts and popcorn. This was different. It had a signature on it, and there were two of them. I thought that was different with the angelish looking faces on the side of them, and I thought these lamps were pretty. And now there's some more Christmas. This mug had the kitty cat had a sweet looking face, I thought. And then below it, they had some other Christmas items. And then what grabbed my attention with this plate was that his nose was 3D. And it was mostly oranges. It wasn't really reds. He has an orange candy cane and orange mittens. And I thought that was really cool. And someone had painted that. That's a hobbyist piece. That's pretty. Put the monarch butterfly on the thing. Who makes this? That's neat. Burton and Burton for $15. That's pretty. I think it's a coffee. That's what it looks like. It looks like a watering can. Those egg things. Got 2 of them. And that's neat too up there. Who makes that? It's a 3-piece set for $3. Oops. There's something going on there. No. Oh, they're multiplying, Jenny. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're over there. And they're over here. We used to see these all the time at Goodwills and thrift stores, and then we weren't seeing them, and now they've come back and they were multiplying. This is an egg-tastic ceramic microwave egg cooker, and it says it will perfectly cook your eggs, but maybe it doesn't because we see these all the time. So do you see these all the time, or is there an object that you see all the time at your Goodwill or thrift store or Salvation Army? Please comment below. This is an Avon thing. Oh, and here's one of these foil things here. That's only $1. It's like a Santa Claus. It's cute too. I found this vintage Jiffy stitchery kit and this made in Czech Republic spice jar. And there were 3 of them. And there were no chips or cracks. This is a blue onion pattern. And also in the blue section, they had these wooden shoes. And then I found another container. Then I went back to the shoes. And they had each of the shoes marked $1.99. And they were attached. So I'm sure if I really wanted to buy them, I could have asked them, does it have to be, $4 for these, or is it just $2? And I think that they would have been reasonable, but I didn't want any wooden shoes. But I did like how those were painted. Usually they have a windmill on them. This reminded me of these plates that I have sold before. I can't pronounce the name, so I'm going to put the name up, but that was a hand-painted piece. I really like the shape of this teapot. It's kind of an individual teapot. It's on the smaller side. It is a studio art pottery piece. It is marked with the signature and the numbers 185, which leads me to believe it's maybe from January of 1985. There is a small chip on the lid, but it's not glaringly obvious. I don't think it is. So I really like I just like the looks of this. And I like that it had the handle still. This was a cute little cup. It had flamingos on it. I really, really wish there had been more than one, or even a saucer, because that was an old piece, but I did leave that there. And then there were these other hand-painted pieces that were from the late 90s. I wanted to touch back on those plates I was talking about earlier. Here are some recent solds by date of the plates. They do sell pretty well. Especially if you have a whole grouping of them, they sell very well. I once drove to Maryland because I won a lot of, I think it was either 10 or 12 of these plates, and then I sold them individually. Don't pass these up. I would pick these up. My opinion, I would pick these up if I found them again. And then I found an example of what that plate that was hand painted that I just showed you, see how it reminded me of this plate. So these are very, very pretty. I think they're very, very pretty. I like the looks of them. And like I said, they can sell well for you. And then sometimes they will come with the certificate of authenticity, and they'll come in a box. But I would put this on your list of things to look out for if you don't mind shipping plates, which I don't mind. Now we're in the brown section. There was this large, very large, well, there's a bear, but underneath it was this very, very large piece. I think it was an ashtray, maybe, or a console dish, something. You could tell it had age to it. I don't know if it was a hobbyist piece or a manufactured piece, but I was just admiring it, being nosy, and then I decided to have the mama dog be with the baby dogs. And then there was this cute little figurine. This was an Enesco figurine. I'd never seen these before either. I thought that was funny. How can you help but love me? That's sweet. And then there was this interesting piece. It was a rock. It looked like it was a fake rock with a deer and plastic flowers on it. So there was that. This was a fancy teapot. Don't do a really good job of showing you the teapot, but it was fancy because it has gold on one side of it. And let's see, looking. And then those hot pads, I've picked those up before too. And if you can get them for a decent price, I'd recommend picking those up too, because they do sell well. But they had $2 a piece on these. I mean, and they don't go for crazy money, but if you're investing $4 and they only make, $12 for you, I don't know. Maybe I'm too thrifty. Then I found the Prisoner of Love. So then I put the Prisoner of Love next to the lady. This was neat, but then the eyes were kind of like, I don't know. And it was $5, which is kind of high, I know. And it was made in Italy, but there was a chip on the bow. It was funny because this was the same place that I found the other two white mid-century modern cats. This is left in Japan, and there are no chips or cracks to the flowers. So even though this is not a high-priced seller, I mostly got it for the rescue factor because there is no damage to that creamer and sugar. I thought those lamps were neat. They were very big, but still neat looking. And then this was a cool little piece. It was a pink kitty cat, and it was To Our Shirley from Gunk and Mom. I thought that was sweet. Not sweet enough to get, but still sweet enough to admire. And then I was like, Jenny, put your hand up to those ornaments to show everyone how ginormous this bag of ornaments. She was like, no, but I made her do it anyway. So I think these were for your outdoor tree because they were ginormous. And then I recognized this as pieces that Jocelyn's picked up before. It's a Susan Polly piece. This is Dusty, and that's a soap dispenser. And then Jenny, she won. She won the game. So here are the pieces that I picked up on our trips to the thrift store and the Goodwill. There's a little damage to the snowman's nose, but I still think it's adorable. And then there's that beautiful teapot. And then I am going to be selling these two kits together, even though you only saw me pick up the mushroom pieces. I did use Google Translate to translate the names on the spice jars, and this is what I came up with. That this one is nutmeg, and this one is clove, and the last one is caraway seeds. So I thought those were pretty interesting. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. I love reading all the comments. I can't wait to read the comments that you leave for this video. I hope you have a really great day, and I'll see ya.